Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Arias, and my channel is Math to the Point. In today's class, we're going to have these examples in which we're going to be investigating another method to add integers, whether they're positive or negative. So this method is called the number line method because we're basically plotting the points or these values on a number line. We're making sense of them by pretty much traveling along the number line. So that being said, let's get into this example. On this problem, we have to basically add the following integers. We have -2 plus a -7. And this technique, just so you know, is pretty much spatial in the sense that you're going to be traveling along the number line or kind of like walking with these integers. So the main idea that you have to know is the following. Your first value on this, when you use this method, we're going to call it the initial position. Okay, so this -2 is basically where I'll begin my travel or my trip on the number line. So that is my initial position, which basically means that on any of these two diagrams, we're going to be starting this travel at -2. So if you notice, we have two options, and the only option that tells me that the initial position is at -2 is the top picture. So we can basically disregard the second one right now, right? Because as you notice, there is a location where my -2 is here, positioned on the number line. And then when you identify that initial position, the next integer that you have is going to be the value that tells you how far you're traveling and in what direction. So this is the second value. I'm going to call it, or I'm going to label it as how far you travel. Okay, so that being said, if I have a negative integer, that means that I'll be traveling to the left on the number line from my initial position. And if that integer is positive, I'm going to be traveling to the right-hand side from that initial position. So in this case, if you notice, because the initial position is equal to -2, then I'll begin walking from there to the left, because then the -7 is obviously negative. That means that I have to go in the negative direction on the number line. So I'm going to be traveling 7 units to the left-hand side from my initial point. That means that I'll be walking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. I'm going to put a mark here because this is the final destination that where we end up on the number line. That is the final answer. So technically speaking, when you finish this numerical trip on the number line, that will be, that final location will be the answer. So the final answer in this case is equal to -9. Okay, that's it. Let's quickly choose this answer, and then we enter -9. Perfect. Let's do another example. Same process. So now we have to choose a diagram again for this addition of integers. We have a -10 and plus a +2. So again, this is your initial position. Initial position is the first integer that you have in the problem. So that is my initial position. And then this is the +2 is how far we travel, right? Along the number line. How far we travel. Perfect. There you go. And so yeah, so let's begin. The only graph that shows me the initial position as this -10 is the second one. So I can disregard automatically the first one. It's kind of like a pre-question that this example has. So in this case, I'll put a mark on the -10, and then that is my initial location, my initial position. Then the second integer is going to determine how far we move along the number line, which is basically right if it's positive, if that integer is positive, and we're going to be moving to the left if that integer is negative. So that being said, because the +2 is definitely positive, we're basically traveling 2 places or 2 units to the right-hand side on the number line, which means from -10, we're actually going back to -9, 1 unit, and then eventually we get to -8. That is a total 2 units, positive units. So basically my final location will be at -8. That being said, this is the final answer. -8 is your final answer. Okay, I hope this technique helps when adding positive or negative integers, and I'll have another technique for this for my audience in my classes in the next video. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen, and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, which is Math to the Point. Take care. Bye-bye.